Welcome back to From the Scriptwriter's Table. For the last 30 episodes of this long playlist, we have been talking about writing audio plays, and we've broken down the various different main tools that are used in writing those types of stories. And those tools can be used in every other media of writing to some extent. Books and short stories, they don't have two of the tools, which is music and sound effects. Television and theater plays all do. They do have music. They do have sound effects. So we're done with that for now. I'm going to take you down into the deeper part of writing for radio plays. For the next 13 episodes, we're going to examine the media or the medium of this media known as radio plays or audio plays. How it's different, how to write for them, and we've been talking about the elements of writing. Now I'm going to switch this over just a little bit and get you into the mindset of what the audience is like, what your audience is looking for, how you can control things differently in your stories that you may not find as easy to control in other medias. All writing is difficult. We all go through learning processes. We all go through the trials, tribulations, the stumbles, and the discoveries of what makes a good story. I mean, you can read all the books in the world on how to write, and everybody's got an opinion that's different. Everybody's got some common ground. But it's an art. And we all know as an art, there might be elements of the science that you can learn from the masters, but the only way you can really learn it is by doing it and by self-discovery. So the next 13 episodes, we're going to talk about this difference in media that goes with audio plays and the way in which you might be able to apply those to other medias, especially in books in a lot of cases, or TV plays in different cases. You'll find out. So here comes the first discussion, and that is the audience. Interestingly, radio plays from 1920s to 1950s, 60s, when it finally died here in the United States, and didn't completely die. There are radio plays that have kept it alive until the internet came out with podcasts and audiobooks and so forth, and then it's starting to take off again. But companies like NPR have kept it alive. Overseas, the BBC has kept it alive. And as a media that went through a lot of pains discovering itself when it first came out in the 1920s. What was interesting is the people who wrote for it back in the early days and the companies that produced these plays didn't really understand the audience. Now, today we can look back with a hindsight of 2020 and say, why didn't you? Well, looking forward, and as we recreate this media, looking forward, it's not as clean as you might think. And a lot of the scripts in which I've gotten to see submitted to Winding Trails Media have fallen into some of the old traps of the development of radio plays. And this first one is not knowing the audience. When you write for a TV, when you write a TV script, when you write a movie script, your main focus is a crowd. When you write for theater, your main focus is a crowd. That's your audience. You are playing up to a crowd psychology. Now, TV, I can hear some TV scriptwriters going, well, no, it's not. That's not exactly true. And I won't disagree with you. Because TV is an interesting media. It takes place in the home, and you are really focused on possibly one person or a small group of people to a big crowd, depending. But for the ease, for the rule of thumb, theater, movies, TV plays are all written for crowd psychology, for crowd interaction or silence, for the crowd to go out and tweet. Now, modern day tweet and Facebook and everything else, all of their reactions and thoughts and so forth. Radio plays, however, hold with books in this case. When we're writing a radio play or when we're writing a book, our audience really, when you boil it down, is one person. Radio plays can have a small group of people who might be sitting together and listening to it. But person by person, story by story, your main focus is on the audience of one. Think about that for a second. All of the story that you are telling in radio play is taking place up here. When you write a book, all that story, all the ink on the page disappears because the story is being told up here. In a play, in a TV drama, TV play, screenplay, it's all taking place in front of the audience. I'm not cutting those styles down. It's a different media, and the imagination interaction with the audience is different. Notice what I said there. Imagination interaction with the audience. Everybody, okay, I'm a huge nerd. Let's talk Avengers for just a second. When Black Panther came out and you see the character, I saw the character the same way the person who sat next to me saw the character, the same way the person saw the character next to them. We all had the same visual description of this character. In a book, you don't have that visual description necessarily. Backing off Black Panther for a second, let's change a character. We're going to make it up. It'll say it's a detective, and you describe the detective. Maybe give a little eye color, a little physical description, basics. Go look at any book and look at a character's description and look at it closely. Unless they're over telling you something with that character's description, it's a brief description. And I've seen this occur in book clubs or groups that are reading the same book and sharing information. You ask them, describe the character. And once you get past the simple agreed upon basic description, one person might see the character as, I'm going to assume the character is a male when I do this, might assume he has a beard and mustache. Another person will say, no, I picture him with a mustache. I don't see him with a beard. Another person will say, hey, he doesn't have either. He's clean shaven. Another person might describe him as one ethnic group, and another one might describe him as another ethnic group if the name doesn't describe it, doesn't narrow down the ethnic group. You now have a group of 5 different readers, 5 different experiences on how that character looks and acts. Same thing with how they see the settings. That concept, that view, takes place also in the radio drama or audio drama. It is the audience of the one that you are writing for. And the one is going to see things differently than another person who is listening to the exact same story. You don't want to overtell. You want to make sure they have just enough of the information necessary to tell your story, just like in a book, but be understanding that the audience is going to see things differently and bring their own baggage to the story. And that baggage is going to determine how they perceive the story and the characters and everything else. That's tip 1. The next video, I'm going to go into another aspect of this crazy media that we call audio plays. Meanwhile, have a great day writing. Join into the scriptwriters table. It occurs once a month, absolutely totally free. Go to windingtrailsmedia.com, click on courses for writers, and should be a second link down on the page, which is Scriptwriters Table. The first link is going to be from the Scriptwriters Table, which is going to take you to all the videos for in this series. But you click on Scriptwriters Table, occurs second Monday, that's not true, second Saturday of every month, and lasts about an hour, 2 hours, depending on how many people we have attend. Come on, join us, even if you have never written an audio play or you're working on a completely different medium. We're all writers. Share, build off each other, bounce ideas at each other, and walk away energized to write. So have a great day writing. Catch you next time.